In this video lecture, we are going to discuss about how to represent a fraction on a number line. And specifically, we are going to discuss about proper fraction. We know that there is a proper fraction, there is improper fraction. So our discussion will be on proper fraction only. Now you know that a proper fraction, if we write a proper fraction as a by divided by b, we know that a should be either less than b, that is numerator should be either less than b or should be equal to b. These are the two conditions. And since the numerator is smaller than the denominator in proper fraction, therefore when you solve this value, that is when you divide a by b, then this value will always be less than 1. Why? Because a is smaller than or equal to b, or it will be equal to 1. Why? Because a can be equal to b. Okay, a can be equal to b. When a will be equal to b, then this will be equal to 1, and when a will be less than b, then this value of this division will be less than 1. That's a kind of recap we are doing here. We revised here. We have discussed all these things in the earlier videos. Now that's a mathematical way of telling that why it will be less than or equal to 1. And if you want to see, check through the through the lens of theory, then if we know that in proper fraction we always take a part of a single unit or a whole, as we had discussed. So if this is a pizza, and it's a perfect, let's suppose it's a perfect circular in shape. So if we divide this pizza into 4 equal parts, then you are actually, if I take out this portion, then you actually you have a single unit or a whole of a pizza, and out of this one you are taking out something. So if I take out 1 by 4, it means that I'm taking out 1 by 4 from this whole single unit, that is a pizza. And that makes sense and tells that, hey, why this value will be less than 1. Why, if we calculate the fraction, that will be less than 1 or equal to 1. When this will be equal to 1, when you will take all these 4 parts and you will say that I have taken out 4 by 4 fraction of this pizza. It means that you have actually taken out one whole pizza. Okay, so that's a recap. So on the basis of this discussion, we can now use the same concept on representing any fraction, this proper fraction on a number line. So that's for sure that our proper fraction will lie between 0 and 1, because you know that this is less than 1. So if it is our number line, let me take out this to some different place. Just keep this here, I mean, for your, okay, so this section is here. Now if our 0 is here, and let's say that we have 1 here, we have really magnified this, the length between 0 and 1, for the sake of our discussion, proper discussion. So if it is 0 and 1, and let's say that we have to represent 1 by 2. Now of course this will be greater than 0 and this will be less than 1, since it's a proper fraction. So it will be greater than 0 somewhere here and will be less than 1, so it will be down here, because 1 is less than 2, right? Okay, you know that in a proper fraction, this numerator tells what part are we talking about, right? If I take out if I divide a pizza into 4 parts and take out one pizza, you will say that I have taken out 1 by 4. If I take the second part also, then you will say that I have taken out 2 by 4. So this 1 is telling which part have you taken out. This 2 is taking which part, that is, you have how many parts have you taken out, that is 2 parts I have taken out. In this case we took out only 1 part. And this denominator tells you, if you remember, it tells you that in how many total parts that pizza was divided into. So on the basis of this only, if I have to represent 1 by 2, it means that I have to divide this distance between 0 and 1 into two parts, just like a pizza, okay, into two parts. So if I divide this 0 and 1 into two parts, and let's say that that center is somewhere here, and this is the division point where this line has been divided into two equal parts. That is where this 1 by 2 will come. That is where this 1 by 2 will come. 2 tells you in how many equal parts your line has been divided, and 1 tells you that exact point. If you have to represent, let's say, let's remove it. If you have to represent 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Now this 3 tells you that this line should be divided into how many equal parts? 3 equal parts. So let's say that the first line is here, the second first portion is here, and this is the second portion. So these two cuts on this line, or the intersection, are points here. One point here and another point here. Okay. So this line, this number line between 0 and the distance between 0 and 1 has been divided into 3 equal parts as per the denominator of the proper fraction. 1 part, 2 part, and 3 part. Therefore, this 1 by 3 is talking about the first part. Okay. So 1 by 3 will come here. Your 1 by 3 will come here. If you have to tell 2 by 3, then your 2 by 3 will come at this point, this 2 by 3. If someone asks you that what's 3 by 3, now you can see that your numerator is now equal to denominator, and this condition will be satisfied. When your numerator is equal to denominator, then when you solve this, it will be equal to 1. That tells you that you have taken out, you're talking about the whole part, your single unit. In this case, this is a whole part. From 0 to 1 is a complete whole part. And if 3 by 3 is here, then 3 by 3 will, let me take with some different color. So our 3 by 3 will come here. Is it the same color? Sorry. This 3 by 3 will be this one. That is 1, right? What about 0 by 3? What about 0 by 3? Now, of course, 0 by 3 means this point. This is the point where your 0 by 3 will come. This 3 is telling you that this line, the distance between 0 and 1 has to be divided into 3 equal parts. Therefore, we divide it into 3 equal parts. This first intersection, that is, and this second intersection, that is dividing these lines into 3 parts. The first one will tell you 1 by 3, the second will tell you 2 by 3, and this last one is actually 3 by 3. That is, you have now you're considering this whole single unit, and 0 by 3 will be here. Let's take one more. In fact, few more, because we should get completely, familiar so that we can solve any problem related to number line very easily. Okay. Let's say that you have to, let me move this. Okay. Let's say that this was a 0, this was your 1. Let's say that you have to represent 0 by 5. Now this denominator will tell you that this distance between 0 and 1 should be divided into how many equal parts? It should be divided into 5 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is 1 part, this is 2 part, this is 3 part, this is 4 part, this is 5 part. Though it's not very perfectly, intersection that has divided into 5 equal parts, but for our sake of discussion, we'll assume that these are 5 equal parts according to this denominator. Okay. This is talking about 0 by 5. Now 0 by 5, you know that if you divide 0 by any number, then that will be 0. So it's actually talking about this point. So this is 0 by 5. What if I have to represent 1 by 5? Now 1 is telling you that it's talking about the first part. Okay, so this point will be 1 by 5. If you have to tell 2 by 5, this is telling you that out of 5 parts, you have to talk about the second part. So this is a second part. What about 3 by 5? What about 3 by 5? So third part out of the 5 total parts. So this will be 3 by 5. What about 4 by 5? So this 4 by 5 is actually telling you that you have to tell the take 4 parts out of this total 5 parts. So this is 4 by 5. And then finally 5 by 5. Now you know that again you reach to this condition where A is equal to B, A is equal to B, and this will, when you will solve this A by B, in this case 5 by 5, it will be equal to B. So it's actually talking about this 5 by 5. Let's take last one. Relax. And let me remove all this. Okay, we have 0 and 1 here. We have 0 and 1 here. Let's say that you have to find where to start with. Again, let's say that you have to find 0 by 7. Now since this denominator is 7, therefore our number line will be divided into 7 equal parts. So let's say that this is first part, this is second part, this is third part, this is fourth part, this is fifth part, sixth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 parts. Again, assume that they all are equal. Okay, equally divided parts. You have to represent 0 by 7. So this will be your 0 by 7. And similarly, as we discussed in our previous example, so if I have to represent 1 by 7, this point will be 1 by 7. If I have to represent 2 by 7, then this point will be the next intersection point, the division point will be 2 by 7. If I have to represent 3 by 7, then this point will be 3 by 7. Similarly for 4 by 7, this will be 4 by 7, then 5 by 7, then 6 by 7, finally 7 by 7. So you can see that if you look at the denominator, then the denominator will tell you in how many equal parts you have to divide your line. Okay, that the distance between 0 and 1, and then you can represent the fractions on the basis of this number. If it is 0, then it will lie at 0. If the numerator and denominator are equal, then that will lie on 1, and then you can just represent rest of the fraction on the basis of what is in the numerator.